G'day scrappers. Well, today I've got some old school CNC machines. I think this is actually called a DNC machine. They're just used to I don't know, test electronics and stuff. This big one here is mostly scrapped out. They've just sort of ripped its guts out a little bit, so I'll still get a little bit of stuff out of it. This one's almost complete without the back. It looks pretty awesome, and I also got a smaller one at the back. So I thought I'd just scrap these out and yeah, just catch up on the old scrap world. So what I'll probably do, I just want to get rid of this big one, so I'll move these other two away and we'll start on this. So this one here would have been really good if it was completely complete. Yeah, it's so definitely I don't know the difference between a DNC and a CNC. DNC might just do a little bit more, but as you can see, it's already been sort of opened, and it looks like there might have been some kind of module missing from here, something definitely missing from the top. So, oh well. Okay, so yeah, there's not a great deal here. I see a few circuit boards that might be good for us. I'll just take out some of this wire. Well, still a nice cluster of wire there. So here is where the boards would slide in, but unfortunately there's about 6 of them missing, so there's only looks like 3 cards here, but we get what we get. There's also a board here that we'll try and get. And then at the front here, there's a little board for the LCD screen, I think, but it looks like a pretty good old board. And obviously there's a backplane board that isn't really that special, but let me get out these boards. I think these are probably the only real interesting things here. It's just a big old empty box. Well, it looks like this is just a blank. Oh, it's even a blank, so oh well, a little bit of aluminium. So yeah, it's the other smaller ones that look a little bit more interesting, but that's, you know, not bad. Is that a battery? Yeah, lithium battery. Got to take that off, obviously. And okay, there's another board underneath, so it's something. Let me just take that. See what is the board underneath. Doesn't look that spectacular, but it's got a couple of chips. So yeah, it's been busy as usual. I spent about 3 days depopulating stuff out of the garage, depopulating boards and stuff. The ones that I chose to just depopulate instead of sell. So underneath, yeah, it's just they're all removable chips. They do have, we've got some gold pins here, a couple of sets. Yeah, nothing spectacular on this one. And we do have this module here. Looks like it says the CPU, so I think we've got the main module. So that's handy. Just wondering how it's going to come out. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It's quite unusual, actually. It's a double board. It looks like it's nice loaded. There's a CPU. You can see the fan and heatsink. So that's nice. And this board looks like it's going to be okay too. Tantalums. It looks like there might be a dual. Oh no, it's only one. So I see the RAM. Some nice unusual gold-fingered RAM. Oh well, we got the main motherboard out of it, so luckily that's still in there. I'll get into that, but yeah, so there's the backplane board. I want to get the LCD board out the front here. It's going to be a bit of a fiddle. We'll see what I can do. And I didn't get a chance to go, well, I didn't go street scrapping on the weekend because the area that I was doing is finished, and now the area that's happening is just too far away from me. It's like almost an hour drive away. That's just too far to go out there street scrapping. And because there are a lot of scrappers out and about, it's probably not even going to cover fuel, and just so I decided, well, instead of going out there trying to pick up a few little odds and ends, I might as well spend that time scrapping stuff here. And so I really managed to get a lot of stuff in the garage down. Okay, I'm just going to have to somehow, yeah, because I've really got a backlog of copper stackers, heat sinks that I need to get rid of and free up a wheelie bin. So this is the board that I'm trying to get out, so leave it with me. And yeah, I think I made the right decision this week to not go street scrapping. So it might be a few weeks, some time before I can go street scrapping again when it's a little bit closer. So we're just going to have to play it by ear. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of other things, and I'm desperate to get my furnace out and make a bit of room for my furnace. I need the space in the garage because the garage is basically the only concrete space that I've got that's actually level. A nice chunk. Looks like it's just steel. Yeah, because most of the concrete around here is all kind of on a slight angle, and so I can't actually level up my mold to get level bars. If the mold is on a slight angle, then the bar is lopsided. So and it's really hard to adjust, like put stuff underneath the mold to get it perfectly flush. So oh well. Okay, so this board looks great. Just got to work out how to get it. Now that it's winter time, I'm dying to do a little bit of copper melts. Melt some of the copper that I've stored into some bars. Don't know if I'll actually sell the bars, but I might sell a few, or maybe, yeah, who knows. I'll probably just keep them, but I just want to melt a few things and get it all into more manageable shapes and sizes. Okay, so managed to undo the LCD screen here. Nice old school kind of old school LCD thing. It's actually quite a nice one, and there's even a board underneath, some chips underneath there, but that's the main control board for the LCD screen. That's insane. It's a really nicely populated board, and just left like that, not remove the chips here. You know, could almost get server grade, but would have to take off the LCD screen. So what I'd probably do, you know, I think I'll just keep this as is for now, because this particular screen, and it's in such good condition, might actually be a good little resale thing, that for someone that's sort of interested. From time to time I get electronics enthusiasts come over and swap me like stuff that I can scrap for stuff that they can use. And here looks like so I keep stuff like that for them and show them, and they'll say, oh yeah, I can use that, I'll buy that or this, you know, and so it works out pretty good. Okay, just want to get this power board out. It's not a great deal to it. There we go, just a little power supply unit. Yeah, so I'll just put this into power supplies. There's nothing really on there for me for gold recovery. All right, so I've got just about everything. All I need to get out of this one, just to finish it off, is that backplane board there. Get some wire out. There's another little board there with some gold pins. Nothing spectacular, but we'll take it. Yeah, there is an LCD screen there, but I've already gotten the little board out of it that was on the side of it, so nothing there. I think I should be able to. There we go. So this top part here is actually a really thick piece of aluminium here. It's actually extruded aluminium, so that part's steel. But this is pretty awesome, this one. It's quite a bit of weight in it. All right, so okay, so that's all I wanted, just to get this backplane board out, get a little bit extra value, and at the same time just it reduces the size of everything. So there you go, there's the LCD, another LCD screen here that I'm not going to bother with. This board here, it's a tactile switch. So there's the LCD screen. I don't need it, just going to put that into the scrap metal. I'll probably clean up this aluminium, and yeah, so it's just a tactile switchboard for all this. Does have some nice gold pins there. I might take off this. I might take it off and see what's underneath, but I'll do that a little bit later. And so now I've got this heavy thing, I'll probably clean this up. Yeah, there's some more. It's all aluminium, so, but it's really heavy stuff. That's what I like about these old, you know, any kind of electronics testing equipment. The older the better. I don't think this one's really old, because simply because it had little LCD screens in it, whereas the other ones that I've got, they usually got CRT screens. So there's a little back plane. It's nothing special. They're just female plugs. Well, I say nothing special, aside from a whole heap of really nice wire, some braided copper wire here as well. So that's tin plated copper wire, right? Probably can't see it, but you can see the redness of the copper inside. So I put that with regular CRT wire. And yeah, there are resin dip tantalum capacitors on the back here, so they're pretty awesome, really nice fat ones, and the wire. So I'll clean this up a little bit later, just to get that board out, get those tantalums. So there's only one more thing to undo from this, and that's the main motherboard. But so we've got a power supply, little board there. This is the nice LCD board that I'll probably just keep for now, complete, until I work out what to do. We've got this double board here, all removable ICs. So that's probably what I'll do, is just remove all the ICs, take the 4 plugs here, and also there's some really nice, not bad gold pins. Not super nice, but not bad. And now we've got this baby here, and this is really what I wanted to get into. So here's the motherboard. There's another card on top of that. Wow. So this one could be quite nice. It's what I love about all this sort of stuff. So let me just rearrange here, and we'll get into it. Okay, how far have we got? Wow. Oh, it's even got a little hard drive in there. How's that? Didn't expect a little hard drive. Gosh. It's got some old dust on it. 4 gig. Something like that. So it must have been a very early version of one of these small little hard drives. Alright. Certainly got a lot of cable connections. So there's the motherboard. How's that? And it's a ceramic CPU. Oh, beauty. What a bonus. It's got a lot of gold pins. Really good gold recovery on this bugger. Even got some bonus brass. A couple of missing chips there would have been handy. BGA under there, and just a lot of chips. Like, oh, that's pretty awesome. And this is just kind of like a backplane kind of board that everything's sort of connected and controlled it. But once again, we've got a lot of gold pins on here that these are really nice sets. Bit of everywhere. Pretty good. So happy with that. Bonus hard drive. Now, just to finish this off, and get onto the little ones, which are, well, one of them is going to be pretty awesome. I know that for sure. Let's get this motherboard. This CPU. What do we got? Okay. That's good enough. Just a Pentium ceramic. Pretty standard, but still, don't find them very often. So a ceramic CPU to the collection. Beautiful. And here's our little motherboard. We've got a couple of little RAM sticks here. Nice. Gold-fingered RAM. That's a bonus. Couple of them. Nice bit of weight. Got 2 chunky ICs on each side. Awesome. So how's that from a DNC machine? So look out for CNCs and DNCs. That's this is a great motherboard. This is loaded, and it's actually worth more than motherboard. You know, it's the old socket 7 here. All these gold pins, a lot of gold recovery on this actual board. So this set of gold pins along here will probably come out as on its own. Yep. So check this out. And so we're left with the female. Still will be some gold in there, but look at that. That's just one really nice set of pins here. Put that straight into the pin bucket. Awesome. And still got you know, just a lot of pins all around it. Gold pins all around it, and lots of chips. A BGA under there. Fantastic. Couple of ICs under there. Tantalum capacitors. A really good quality motherboard. And a ceramic CPU, which we just don't find that often anymore, so everyone's a bonus. All right, that was awesome. Had a bit of fun there. Now let's get to the CNCs. So this one is the CNC that I didn't show you. Strange one. Chrome can from Marta. Yeah, so, but this one's been kind of mostly, it's been ripped apart almost, and it's all quite loose. But you can see there's a CRT screen in there. So this is the CNCs that I'm sort of used to with the old CRT screen. We've got 3 boards there. I'm not sure if they're going to be that good, but as I said, it's virtually falling apart. It's just a screen for the CRT. And check it out. Look at that screen burn. That's unbelievable. That's the strongest screen burn I've ever seen. So, you know, obviously it's you know, been sitting on like this every day, probably, who knows, probably 24 hours a day. For it to burn in like that, that's totally wasted that. So it looks like I'm going to be able to just pull it. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I get pretty excited when I get CNC machines. I've even found one on the street scrapping, and that was pretty good in itself. So I'll just cut just loosely some of this wire out. I'll get to the rest later. So there's just value in these everywhere you look. Like, that's really heavy duty piece of sheet aluminium there. That weighs quite a bit. Bit of steel and stuff. Got all this nice wire. You know, they're just great value for being kind of like obscure little things. Obviously the Crt Monitor we're going to have to get rid of to a recycling centre, but obviously before I do that I want that tiny little yoke. That's really super cute. So So that's what I'll probably do right now. I've got to take the CRT out of the housing, and then we'll be in business. So just get this basic part out the way first. I wanted this one to be a reasonably quick scrap because there's not a great deal to this one. I want to get to the other one, which looks like it's going to be the best one out of the lot. Well, I'm going to leave this CRT because it's just going to take up a lot of video space for something that we've seen a million times over. So it's got a little CRT board here, just a low grade, and a tiny little yoke, and the rest we just got to send to the recyclers. And here is, it's actually extruded aluminium because of this channel in there. They kind of make that through the extrusion process, I'm pretty sure, and then just bend it. That's what I put it in anyway. That's a nice chunk of aluminium right there. Close to $5 worth just there. So this is what it's all about. So we've got our main board here, well, our main little control. So there's going to be a tactile switchboard behind that. Not a great deal to it, but you know, good for silver recovery still. And then we've just got, what, 1, 2, 3 boards here on all these brass risers. So the brass risers are good value in themselves. And well, there's a nice little EEPROM here. So it looks like it doesn't have a CPU as such. So not like the DNC. I'm going to keep an eye out on DNCs. Had a whole motherboard in there and ceramic CPU, a hard drive, a couple of RAM sticks. That's what we want. Okay. Yeah, well, this board doesn't look, you can see a lot of blank space where it could have been a lot more of these little cards stuck on there. Doesn't seem to be a great deal there. Tiny little MLCCs, and don't know what the black things are, but yeah, so obviously a custom board where it could have had heaps. But nice that they've, I'll just make sure that these are brass. Yeah, nice. That's a bonus. Bit of aluminium as well. Nice that they use brass on the risers rather than steel, and they're not stainless. Get under our first board. Hopefully there's at least one nice board where we can go, wow. We like wows when it comes to scrapping. All right, so yeah, very straightforward, very basic. Couple of removable ICs there, I want to leave them on. Resistor networks, just to see if we can get away with getting mid-grade for it. All right, next layer, got a sheet of steel, but more brass, clean steel, nice. Handy those plates for do-it-yourself projects. Okay, so this one, well, we've got a nice ceramic EEPROM, and then all the removable ICs. Okay. Yeah, so again, very customizable, could have been anything. Wish it was a little bit more, but yeah, we've got all these ICs here. And yeah, this interesting ceramic EEPROM here, that's a nice one. Okay, all right, and so this last board, well, again, it's got ceramic EEPROM there, quite a lot of ICs. They're all removable, so that gives, you know, when they're removable like that, it's, you know, they're easy to remove, obviously, and they give us options. All right, yeah, so there you go. There's even this is interesting. This might actually be, you know, there's an IC chip under there. It's like, it's an EEPROM kind of, it's removable, but there's a heat sink on top. Okay, AMD. So this is the CPU. Whoop. Bend back the legs a bit. There's no gold caps or anything. Now, I'd have to clean it up, but I can see it's an AMD. So I think this is kind of like the CPU chip. This is a nice one. I'll put that aside and look it up. There's your regular EEPROM here. Well, there you go. Some white ceramic ICs there. And that's our battery we've got to take off. And there's another ceramic EEPROM here. It's got quite a lot of ID marks, so it looks like AMD as well. So I might have to check that one out as well. Yeah, pretty awesome. And then obviously just the tactile switch board. So they're just going to be silver buttons, or they could be gold underneath the buttons. So I'll take that off later, because not a great deal to look at there. We all know what a tactile switchboard looks like. And all right, moving on, let's get on to the one I've been looking forward to. Rightio, so this is the one that I was looking forward to the most. Safin CNC 3300 PS. Remember that? Keys locked. Yeah, from what I could see from the back, look at that. Oh, look at all the EEPROMs in that board. But it's this is fully loaded here. Awesome. Got the standard CRT monitor in the back here. Cool. We can get to that later. All I want out of this one right now is just these boards. I'd imagine that the backplane board will be a female version, taken off one side. I just want to take this off and split it open. So they've certainly, at least they use good quality aluminium for the housing, like seriously thick. This is gold anodized, just to make it a little bit more fancy, so they can get another $500 when they go to sell it. All right, our first little sheet of extruded alley, or actually the second, because I've already taken one off. Okay, so yep, we're going to split the monitor, and there should be something there too. Look at that. I mean, that's one hell of a piece of extruded aluminium there, guys. It weighs, what, about 3 kilos? So, you know, about $6 or so. Oh, about $5, but still, that's $5 without even really doing anything. Okay. Looks like silver tracing on this. It's quite corroded. Okay, there's just a low-grade board under there. Probably don't really need that, but we'll just undo a few screws and see what it reveals. Oh, for those of you that are interested in the silver stuff that's going on at the moment on Reddit, you know, like, I don't know if many of you are into stacking silver, but check out Wall Street Silver on Reddit. There's lots happening there at the moment. It's like a couple of thousand people joining up every day, and everyone's trying to, you know, the idea is to put a squeeze on silver market and try and remove as much physical silver off the market as possible. There are people that invested in paper silver, and they're going out of that and they're putting it into physical silver. A lot more people are getting educated on, you know, how to invest in silver rather than, you know, compared to what they've been doing. Like, paper silver it's only that. It's just paper, and if you, like we keep saying, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So just thought I'd throw it in case anyone's kind of interested. No biggie, but I'm finding it quite entertaining. I was around during the, you know, 2011, 2012 silver rush. That was interesting, but things are a little bit different today because, well, there are more uses and more people are getting out of the paper silver. What they did is they used paper silver to bring the market down from $50 US to about 36 in just a couple of weeks. So that's what the bullion banks have got the power to do. But there's another nice chunk of aluminium and the same tactile switchboard under there. Do that later. Yeah, but this time's a little bit different because, well, there's less and less paper silver out there. You know, with the more people getting into physical silver, we're taking silver off the actual market, and yeah, who knows? But there's right now everyone's talking on the Reddit Wall Street Silver page about a raid that everyone's going to take part in on the 1st of next month, in a couple of weeks' time. And it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that and just where silver goes, if at all. But yeah, I like to dabble into silver. I just really like silver, and I just think it's got well, it's certainly a lot more affordable than gold. Although gold is nice because it's traditionally a store of value, store of wealth, hedge against inflation. Silver is too, to an extent, but it's always been poor man's gold. But there's got to be a time it'll break, and well, this Wall Street Silver movement is certainly doing their best, and there are, you know, quite famous silver spruikers from YouTube that have kind of joining in, and so just out of interest, if you feel like it, check out Reddit, the Wall Street Silver. All right, first card. Okay, well, probably the best things here are the really nice gold pins there. Some removable ICs, some mounted. Cool. Okay, yeah, a few things there too. There's also some more nice gold figures there. That's not a bad start. Okay, looks like we've got two identical ones coming up. All right, well, this is, you know, really nice fingers again. This would be a telecom grade board, no rubbish, pretty much all IC chips. Awesome. Looks like same as this one. Beautiful. That's 3 cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. Wow, these CNC machines, plus the backplane boards. There's actually 2 separate boards, backplanes. Okay, well, this one is not as good. This would only go as a mid-grade board. But, yeah, still got awesome pins. You know, tempted probably to take off these pins and then sell it as a mid-grade board. So, we haven't had anything spectacular yet. Yeah, this one's getting closer to a telecom grade, probably more like a server grade. But we do have all these red resin dip tantalum capacitors, so they're nice. Would like to get them, and yeah, not bad. All right, next. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, so we've got an EEPROM here. It is showing a little, yeah, it's kind of showing a little bit of gold, but at the same time silvery down the outside, so hard to tell with this one. But yeah, not bad. Server grade, telecom grade, that one. This one, yeah, another telecom grade board. Beautiful. Only small and light, but you know, they all add up. This one looks interesting. Oh wow, now that's more like it. So we've got an EEPROM here, ceramic EEPROM. These are all removable plastic ICs, Japanese made. They might be pretty good. There's 3 lithium batteries here. Amazing. So you always got to make sure you take these off. And the reason why, I've explained it once before, I think. When you sell boards to a board buyer that send it off to get processed for precious metal recovery, they throw these into shredders and they shred them all up. So the lithium batteries can explode or at least catch on fire. And that obviously slows down production because they've got to put out the fires. So that's why they want them. Wow. Now that's a keeper. This is just one of those boards that I like to keep just out of interest sake. 1 lithium battery. Removable ICs. Nice chunky ones. And then look at that. 12 EEPROMs. Amazing. 12 EEPROMs. But I can't see visible gold in these ones. But I would like to just probably end up keeping this one just to make my eWaste wall one day. And the last one, yeah, okay, wow. Oh, here's what we're after. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful AMD little CPU. Gold legs, gold cap, ceramic, AMD. This will be a nice little collectible, that one. Wow, that's going in my collection. Awesome. I love these CNC machines. I love my vintage stuff, and this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at those gold legs. Beautiful. Nice condition. Wow. 1979 AMD. AM9511 ADC. It's a nice little collectible CPU, that. We'll put that away. So that was a bonus, awesome bonus. The board is still great. Sure, it's missing the main thing, but and if you get things like that, and you get boards or CNC machines or anything older like this, and you get these things, you take these out, that's fine. You'll still get this one, not so much. You know, it might give you server grade, maybe mid grade. Just depends on how many you got. But these things, you know, you can always sell them separate. You know, you're certainly going to get a lot more as it is than this. This is one of the highest valued. I buy them at the same price as the 8086 CPUs. They look the same, but they're usually a lot longer. Gold legs, gold cap. That's the highest price one. Can't remember what I pay. Something like 250 or something a kilo. Okay, so that's it. Just got me pretty pretty straightforward backplane boards down there. I've got my Crt Monitor that I'll fiddle with later, get it out. We've all seen that. And yeah, not a great deal here. Some wire to clean up, a low grade board here. And on this side, yeah, just mostly wire, just those back planes. You know, this back plane here, actually these are all individual ones, so I probably won't even take them. I'll just cut the wire out, and yeah, just one there. And this oddball just got some capacitors here, not really great, nothing really to it, so I'll probably just leave it on, just take the wire. So that's it, guys. Wow, well, that was cool. All these nice boards, mostly server grade boards, fantastic. And wow, a nice surprise. AMD vintage 1979 ceramic CPU, gold legs, gold cap. That's what you want. This is what it's all about. I wish we could find a lot of these days. So it's even more exciting to find them today than ever, because you just don't get that many anymore. All right, well, I'm going to clean up here, clean all this stuff that I've scrapped out, and I'm going to get to scrapping a whole lot more. I think I won't be doing street scrapping this week either, because like I said, it's just too far away for me to drive, and those extra hours of driving I'd rather spend scrapping here. But I've got a lot of things to do, and yeah, I think next I'm just going to do a couple of mini marathons. We'll scrap some stuff out, pass a bit of time, have a bit of a chat. Keep scrapping, guys, have fun, and I'll catch you real soon.